Hello, today I'm going to be making a tutorial on lighting, and it's probably not the best way to do lighting. It's probably not the correct way that like clay does it, but it should hopefully help some people figure out how to make their maps look a little bit better, I suppose. So right now, this is my new map. I've created all this area and I've kind of got it lit as much as I'd like it to be. But now we're going to work on this part over here, and as you can see, it's pitch black right now, so I'm just gonna, for now, just to get an idea what the map looks like. Usually when I'm working on my map, I'll add just a giant spotlight, not a spotlight, sorry, a regular point light, sorry. And what I'll do is I'll move that into the map, and I will set it to a color that I want. So I'm probably gonna go for an orange-ish color since I'm got a whole bunch of lava in here. And then I'm just gonna up the range up a lot, and the intensity probably to like 3 or so. And actually, I'm not really liking this color, so I'm going to change it to a more of an orangey color, just to make it look more eerie and lava-y. And we're gonna, whoops, we're gonna make two of these just for now, just so we can have some kind of lighting in here. And I'll remove it as I go. Just need something just so we can actually see what I'm working on. But yeah, these. I'd usually just add two of these like at the beginning, just so I'd have an idea of what like the objects look like and all that kind of stuff. But I'll remove them later. So in my map, I try to give it so that there is a reason why there's light coming from it. So usually I'll have a light source coming from the lava and any kind of lava falls, I suppose. Um, so for this one, I'll probably just copy one of these guys, drag it over, and now this is way too bright. Like this is like, holy moly, it looks like the wall's on fire. So we'll bring the range down a lot. We only need it to go small distance away. So let's go with 10-ish. 10 I think is the default, so maybe a little bit over 10. And then we're going to down the intensity back to almost what it was before. No, that's not true. About 4. And then we're gonna put these around where we have lava flows going on. So we'll Control C, Control V, and we'll just drop that one a little bit lower so it goes down with it. Same thing over here. Oops. Copy these guys, drag them over here. And this one can go back a little bit farther back. Sorry, and I never really said where lighting is, so, or where you can find the light. So you can go to Create, Light, and then there's the different types of lights here. Directional light is the light that will start inside your map. Um, so this one, as you can see, it goes light over every single object. I'm not a big fan of it. I usually delete it. When you create your map, I believe there's one automatically in it. But it is kind of handy to have just so that when you're um, creating your level, you don't really have to worry about something not being lit at all. So you always have something to look at. Make things easier so when you're mapping out, you know where your objects are going and kind of what they're going to look like. But for me, I usually just delete it and then once again replace it with one of those very bright spotlights. Or sorry, point lights. Next is spot. No, we already seen point light. They're just the big circle ones with that like radiate light from the center. Spotlight's a really nice one as well. Um, On my other map, I had a hole in the roof, and what I did is I used a giant spotlight and I shined it down through it, and basically I'll show you what it looks like. So it's a big cone, and there that you can change the range on this one. It'll go farther down based on however big you make it, and then once again the intensity is just how bright it's gonna be. You can also see how it goes this certain size, like this round bottom part. You can drag it out, and that will change the spot angle. So you can make it bigger if you want to cover a large area, and then if you only really need a small area, you can just drop it down to like nothing. Um, One thing I was suggested I do on my maps was to provide a spotlight above where your platforms are, just so they stand out a little bit more. So drag this one over, and our range is way too far, so we'll drop that back down. And you know what? I don't really like the whole white light, so I'm gonna go for maybe a little bit of a yellowy light. Drop that in there, and then we'll turn the brightness up just so that it just pops out a little bit more. Because right now, you can see the two platforms. This one's kind of dark. This one shows up a lot nicer. And it makes it so that the player knows where to jump. So I'm just going to take that one. I'm just going to copy it to the next, like to every single platform, just so that it makes things easier. I'm actually probably not going to do them all, but I'll do a few just so you can see what the difference kind of looks like. So let's hide these for now. And then I'll show you what it looks like in game versus what it will look like with the spotlights on it. It's just loading. So right now, looks nice. Can't really see much, but you can obviously see they're there. Whoops. You know where you're jumping. I mean, it's not the hardest thing to see, but when you add the spotlights on, it just makes it so that instantly. You see a nice lit up platform, like, oh, that is where I'm going. So yeah, see they pop out a lot more. You see the blue there, and you know instantly this is where I'm going today. Oops. Yeah, so that's one suggestion I've been given as well, so I think it's a good idea. All right, back to lighting. So yeah, I put one around all the lava flows just to give a general idea of where our lava is gonna be coming from. So let's see, I'm gonna delete these now that we have some lighting in here. So still pretty dark. So now what I'll do is I'll usually take. Originally on my first map, I did use spotlights, but I looked at the example map and they never did it. So what I did is I take one of these ones and I tried to put it down just barely underneath the lava, so it kind of looks like there's a glow coming up from it. And I put it underneath it because if not, you get this like glowy. I guess you light up the lava surface, and then you're wondering where's that light coming from. So I'll put it just underneath it, and then oops, kind of just copy those wherever I want some lighting. Your lava will give off some lighting when you've compiled the lighting. Sorry, when you've gone to the lighting tab and then generated it. But I kind of like it to be a little bit brighter, so let's see, go back to that. I'll raise the intensity is probably fine as is, but I'll just up the range a little bit, and then we'll copy these around the map, or the area that we're working on at least. And one more. Actually, we're gonna leave that area dark because it's secret. And now this is good. It's a little bit brighter on the bottom, but now you still can't see really up high. So what I'll do is I'll usually copy the ones that I placed down in the lava. How many of these? Yeah, all these. And then what I'll do is I'll just copy them, paste them again, and then I'll just drag them up. It's not always perfect. You get sometimes some big circles here, and it looks a little bit strange, but just to make it a little bit more, I don't know how you'd say it, a little bit more bright. Because I had complaints from my other map that it was all too dark, so yeah, so I'll copy those guys up. Once again, still a little bit dark here, so maybe, you know what, we'll copy another one. We'll bring it over here. Just because it looks strange when there's big dark spots. Now, I don't like when it's like really bright and obvious that there's a light here, like kind of on here, you can see it. So what I'll do is sometimes I'll drag it up, and then I'll just turn the intensity down, just so that there is a little bit of lighting, but it's not overly so. If it's really bad, sometimes I'll just copy another one and just drag it down. Just get the whole area a little bit lit up. So yeah, that's how I got that little bit area lit up. I don't think I mentioned, but in my lighting, normally you're gonna have your source set to skybox, and it's gonna look like this. It's gonna be similar to what the global illuminate, or not the global illumination, the directional light looked like, and not the biggest fan of it. This area is only lighting up because I haven't actually. I think I've compiled the lighting over here, but I haven't on these ones. So what I'll do is I'll go to color, and I'm just gonna set it straight to black. You can also instead go for a color, and it'll just put like an overlay over the color on on all the models. It's not bad, but not the biggest fan of it. And another thing I guess I did in my other map, I didn't leave it as black. I ended up doing gradient, and instead of doing like black, white, black, what I did is I went for orange, or like a lighter color at the top, because like this will light the top of the objects. This will light the middle of them, and then this will light the bottom of them. Well, not the bottom, but a little bit lower. Um, Obviously, these are really bright colors. Sorry, my phone. So let's say a little bit of an orangier color. This one's still also a little bit dark. Ooh. And maybe red's a little bit too harsh. I don't know. I kind of just go around and try to find something that looks nice. It makes everything look lit, but once again, I'm not the biggest fan of it because everything looks so bright then. I guess it does help a bit, but still. Yeah, I, 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 I think manually adding the lights in is probably nicer, but then you'll once again get complaints of it being too dark, so hard choices. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to color and I'm just gonna set it to black. I think it's better, but yeah. So my map is, and I guess I'll give you guys a preview of what the map looks like now, in game. I don't think I've compiled it in my and uploaded to the workshop now, but basically this is what the map looks like. Pretty easy right now. You can do it relatively carefree on this one. There's also a kind of a secret skip. I haven't really. Oh, yikes. Okay, I will show you the skip because I goofed. But it's kind of hidden. Can't really see it, but if you turn around here and whoa, sometimes you get stuck on that. You gotta jump really late on that one. I think what I'm gonna be working on next is I'll probably end up doing some streams, I think, and then I'll do my work on there and I'll figure out what looks nice and maybe just upload those to YouTube instead of doing actual tutorials. Because unfortunately I never really think of what I want to say when I do the tutorials, so it kind of doesn't really go so well ever, but we'll see what happens. I guess thanks for watching. Subscribe, like the videos. If anybody asks in the Discord for help, maybe send them my video if you're feeling it. Yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Bye.